Yeah, absolutely.
You were just laughing. What were you just laughing at?
I am so sorry. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about our next segment, because we get Jimmy Uso versus Cesaro representing Team Uppercats. I'm sorry ever since you come out with it. I've loved it. That's just what I'm calling them from now on. Screwmasters.
Which is hilarious, because when I first said it, you said that was a horrible name.
Well, it's grown on me. And as much as I like Masters of WWE Universe to a degree, that is way too wordy. And I think Uppercat is succinct and it rolls off the tongue. So, yeah.
And I didn't come up with it either. I just stole it from Reddit, like most things.
Well, whatever Reddit user came up with it, I bow to you, sir.
And whatever Reddit user came up with it, I'm going to go ahead and call shenanigans, because BOO, Doc M77, and Kurt were Team Uppercat, or not Kurt, Zisto were Team Uppercats in UHC Season 10, long before these guys were a team.
C-O-Conspiracy.
And honestly, guys, if any of you get that reference, say something in the comments, because you are amazing. And I will, I'm not even joking, I will shout you out, eventually.
There's the prize. Go for it. Fulfill your destiny. So yeah, Usos come out with Naomi, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd come out with Natalya. And it wouldn't be John and Ashton talking about something involving Tyson Kidd if we didn't rag on Natalya, because apparently on the WWE app, she went out of her way to set up a double date with her and Tyson and Jimmy and Naomi.
She's a horrible human being, and I want her to just go away.
I know. Why would you get involved with the enemy, Natalya? Why can't you support your husband just once? No wonder you guys talk divorce. I wish the talks were more serious. Anyway, not a bad match here. It was a good back and forth. I'm kind of disappointed because apparently I missed what was a beautiful Tiger Bomb at one point from Cesaro. Because I know that's a move in his repertoire, but I don't think he's used it lately, so I'm sad that I kind of missed him using it. He got his swing, transitioned to a Boston Crab, his double stomp. So if you had missed really seeing Cesaro's offense, I feel like this is kind of a good exhibition match, but the guy's just not going to lay down and roll over. Of course, it's an Uso, so he kind of fights back. There's one point he gets a nice super kick with Cesaro going off the top rope, and, he gets his kind of hip attack in the corner. And so it's a good back and forth matchup. But then Tyson Kidd and Jey Uso start going at it on the outside, and then that distracts Jimmy when he's about to go for the splash. I think after that whole hip attack in the corner, because he's going to go for the finishing splash, he gets distracted. He finally does come up, but Cesaro's recovered. He hits an uppercut that's just sick looking. I think they used slow-mo on that as well to bring back our discussion earlier. And yeah, Cesaro gets the win. So that's 2 victories for Cesaro and Kidd in singles action. You have to figure maybe they'll have a tag team match on SmackDown or something. They'll win that too, and that'll really put them in contention for Fastlane. Or we'll just get straight to it. Either way works with me. So, Anything you want to say about that, or do you want to move on?
Just seriously, Usos, really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy because they're probably going to end up facing Team Uppercats at Fastlane, but then what happens to the Usos at Mania? Are they going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle, or are they going to end up actually defending their titles against, hopefully, the Ascension?
I still got my money on title defense, the Ascension.
Okay.
Or hell, dude, I don't know, man, because
I could see the title defense against the Ascension being at Extreme Rules.
I agree, because the complicated thing last year was, you remember, they were on the pre-show and they faced 3 other teams in an elimination-style matchup.
That's right.
I don't think the tag division, with all due respect, and I mean this in a bad way, but I don't think it's as crowded as it was last year, because, Gold Star's breaking up, and Miz Mizdow breaking up. So I don't know if you can repeat the same thing. So
it's basically just the Usos, Team Uppercats, and yeah, that's it. I mean, the Usos, Team Uppercats, and the Ascension, unless you want to toss Los Matadores in there.
Yeah, maybe. So, not as deep a pool as last year. I'm not saying last year was really all that deep either. But I'm still thinking we're going to get like a 1-to-1 kind of title matchup.
Get the vaudevillains in there, even it out.
Oh, God, don't tease me.
Okay, fine. Get the Lucha Dragons in there. They already lost the titles on NXT.
Still teasing me, dude. Kalisto and Sin Cara are awesome. But yeah, who knows what they'll do. I am curious, though, because I think you bring up a very legitimate point. Stupid Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It does nothing but ruin careers. But back from the break, we see Miz and Mizdow getting some food in the back. A man walks up and he's like, "Hey, can we get some autographs? My friend would really appreciate it." Miz tries to send him away, and then the guy's like, "Well, actually, I was here for Mizdow." Gets the autograph. Mizdow's very gracious about it. Says, "Oh, here you go," and he thanks him. "Oh, you're welcome." Really playing up that babyface side. Then Miz just takes the autographs and he rips them up, and he tells the guy to beat it. And he calls him a nerd. Miz calls Mizdow an arrogant jerk. He says Mizdow was wearing ridiculous costumes before they met. Miz says he made Mizdow relevant and have a purpose in life again. So he's bringing up that whole period where Sandow was just really struggling. And then
I was waiting for Sandow to just be like, "You really got to bring that up? That was a really dark time for me."
I know. I had money in the bank. I had the world title in my hands, and I just had a downward spiral from there.
John Cena.
Ruiner of lives. God. And then, Miz just says Sandow is throwing it away because of his ungrateful attitude.
Can I just say, though, I freaking love that the WWE is making Mizdow seem like he's actually a big name in Hollywood now. Like, all these Hollywood producers and actors are watching Raw, and they're seeing this guy's stunt double work, and they're just so amazed by it.
I know, right? It's great.
It's hilarious. And I feel like the way that they're going about doing that is making him seem more legit than even they realize.
Yeah, I would have.
Because it makes it come off like he is, like, it's getting to the point now where they're doing a good job of selling it to the point that it's making it seem like Hollywood actually is, like, a fan of his.
Yeah, I could.
And they just don't give a crap about the Miz.
Right. And you know what I love about this too, and I want to say this very quickly before we move on. I love that these two guys, because Miz hasn't been, and again, not trying to discredit anybody, I'm just pointing out facts for facts. Miz hasn't been that main event guy for the longest time now. Like, he's not in that top tier anymore like he was, when he was on Money in the Bank and he was on his old rise to the WWE title. And yet this whole angle has still managed to get Mizdow so over with really universally from crowd to crowd that I think when he finally does turn, I'll be very curious what that pop is like, because I could see it being quite loud.
Oh,
so I really
God, yes.
Yeah, I really have to give these guys credit.
He's going to get the biggest pop of the night that night, and then everyone is going to be outraged when he doesn't get immediately inserted into the main title.
Yeah, you know what? But I actually hope you're right, because my fear was, and I'm hoping it doesn't come to pass, I don't want this to be a thing where he really has that hot angle, but then like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months later, the latest, like, nobody cares about him again. Like, I would hate to see that happen to him.
So basically, you don't want him to get Alex Riley'd.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's too good.
I think he's too good as well, so I'm far more optimistic about that than I was.
Although, I think, again, we all kind of know that he's definitely not bulletproof, considering the crap that he was putting up with.
Yeah, exactly. So, here's to hoping. But, that said, we go to Erick Rowan approaching John Cena backstage. Rowan says no one has ever stood up for him like that, and he thanks Cena. Cena says, "Hey, you shouldn't have been fired in the first place." Rowan says he became someone he can look at in the mirror while he was gone. He thanks Cena for that. He wants to do a favor for Cena tonight when he takes on Rusev. Cena does advise Rowan that, Rusev's dangerous and don't take him lightly. Just be careful out there. Rowan extends his hand. Cena shakes it, and Rowan walks off. I gotta say,
this was a touching moment.
It was, and Rowan intrigues me because he certainly...
I keep saying it, Rain Man.
Rain Man, and I think... Look, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic or saying, Rowan's going to be that next top babyface, but I really like his delivery and promos. I like how I think he really does genuinely try in his own way to emote and to kind of, show not necessarily variance in the personality, but show real human feeling, I guess, to put himself like in the promo.
The most interesting thing to me about his promos is that he talks very slowly, and when he pauses, his pauses are longer than anyone else's in the company. And I think that what really kind of benefits, or what he benefits from as far as those pauses go, is that it forces you to listen to him. And I think that that is actually a big advantage because nobody else is cutting promos like that now. Like, you think about the people who you would almost want to compare to Jake Roberts in that, like, that they talk quietly and it forces you to listen. And I mean, you could say Bray Wyatt, but he still talks fast. You could say Dean Ambrose, but he's a fast talker. Roman Reigns, but when he's not cutting short to the point promos where no pauses need to be had, he talks relatively quickly. Everybody talks fast except for Erick Rowan. He has such a different thing going on there, and I feel like not enough people are really kind of taking a step back to notice it. But I think that everybody is taking notes and noticing it, if not subconsciously.
I mean, how many times when you and I have discussions, either off of here, on Twitter about the business, we say it always amounts to the little things, the little subtleties of people.
Yeah.
And the pace at which he delivers and has a delivery, it may not amount to much in the grand scheme of things, but it does set him apart from his peers. And I think that what makes it seem so great, it makes it seem more authentic. Because it makes it seem like, rather than just reciting words that he has memorized from a script, it makes it seem like he's really thinking about what he wants to say. That's a great point. In fact, I'm not even really going to touch that. I think that's the best way to describe it. So this was a solid segment. Maybe Rowan can rebound. He's in a very weird place to me. He's kind of like in that limbo of both irrelevance and relevance in its own weird way. So I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only a limbo because he's on TV every week.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's on TV every week, but he's also made to look incredibly weak.
And that's true, but I don't know what you have to be more grateful for, because, I mean, the fact that he's on TV every week, I mean, that's more than a Zack Ryder can say, you know, so,
Yeah.
It is something.